Hello my friends, so I welcome you to another session, and in today's session I have channeled Metatron Magnetic Consciousness. Now the reason why I channeled Metatron again the second time was because last time the information was so good and all of you loved the information, so I thought why not continue with Metatron, okay? In any case, in today's video, let me tell you this much, okay? After I finished this session, my body was vibrating with this type of energy which I had never experienced in my time of channeling. So I presume in this session, okay, I was not aware, but I think Metatron itself came inside my body. And you will sense it, okay? When you listen to this session, I listened to it and I was like blown away. Because the energy is also different. It is as if Metatron directly came inside me and spoke the words. This is like really fascinating, okay, for me. And I know you will also love this. The reason why, because in today's session, I have asked about 3 things in particular. The first one is, as we all know, that China has created an artificial sun, which is 10 times more powerful than our normal sun. So I wanted to know what was the reason behind the creation. And turns out, like it's really, the revelation of this will blow your mind, okay? It is actually like, they are trying to do something else, and this is really amazing, okay? The other thing I want to tell you is, since this relates with the China's artificial sun, last time I, had posted about it on my community post and it was deleted, okay? So I don't know why YouTube may delete this video, but anyways, I will just share it on YouTube. If it is not available, if it gets deleted, it will be on my Patreon, so don't worry, okay? So the other thing is, they talk about, how the sun, the artificial sun they're creating has a bigger agenda, okay? And this is a big revelation, and I hope everyone knows about this, okay? Because this is like an eye-opener for all of us, okay? The other thing that I asked about is, what is the type of diet? Because I received a lot of questions, a lot of emails, people asking me, what is the type of diet, recommended for Ascension? Okay, what should I eat or what should I consume, Everything is discussed in the session, which is really interesting. And the other thing, the last thing that I asked about is, I always, wanted to ask about, how I can or how we can, balance ourselves more so that we can ascend higher. And the information that came out was really astounding. It talks about the inner self versus the outer self. So this one is really mind-blowing, okay? I hope you really enjoyed the session. This is one of the sessions which I really enjoyed, listening to, and I hope you will do the same. And before we start the session, it will be really great, I'll be really thankful if you could like the video so that it will reach out to people who need it. And also at the end of the video, I need to say big thank you to people who have sent me gifts, okay? Like I have got some gifts, so I'll unwrap them at the end of the video. So here is the session, my friends. Enjoy.
I am Metatron now, communicating through this channel's vibration as I am now observing the people of your planet from the angelic realm. I am communicating today from the angelic realm, wherein there are many of our angelic beings who are always assisting and sending light codes towards the Earth planet. You must remember that I, as Metatron, am speaking using the divine love and light of the universal divine grid programmer to act as a messenger of the message of love and light speaking through this channel, who has allowed itself to be of service to the universal divine grid programmer by sharing the love and light which emerges from within its beingness and within all of you, as I, Metatron, can sense that the planetary vibration is now rising rapidly, and there is a type of multitudinous forces arising from the negative polarity as well. They are trying to distract many of you from your true pathway. They are trying to stop you from attaining the divine love and light of the universal divine grid programmer. They are here to distract you from your awakening, but we, the angelic beings and many other higher density beings, are always sharing the message of the divine love and light from our station in the angelic realm. Upon scanning the planetary vibration, we are of the opinion that the Earth planet is currently at a vibration much greater in potential to be positive than the negative. This also signifies the choices made by your people in your planetary timeline of the current time-space is primarily of a positive nature, as there are many who are awakening to the tyranny and who are revolting against the force of free will, which shall and not be the way in the future of the positive fourth density planets. For all the divine love childs which each of you are who are listening to my message, all of you are here on this planet Earth to recognize and to merge with the Father, Mother, the Creator of the universal divine grid programmer, and we are here to guide you. In the process, you must remember to never lose faith, for the positive pathway of love and light always leads you to the unity consciousness of the divine grid programmer, leading you to awaken within yourself the love and the light of the unity consciousness, which shall then explode and reach to every other entity upon the earth planets, making them believe that love and compassion and the power of universal love is greater than any other emotions of anger, hate, fear, jealousy, etc. However, there are many queries upon the mind of this channel, and before I address them, each of you who shall come in contact with this message must remember that you are a unique piece of the divine love childs, the universal divine love of the universal grid programmer, who has allowed you to exist as a divine love child with unique personalities and unique choices. And also remember, your language of the planetary sphere does not allow me to explain in full detail certain aspects which cannot be explained using your words. Therefore, I am now addressing the first query which this channel has placed before me, and that is, what is the true agenda behind the creation of an artificial sun upon your planetary sphere in the location as known by your people as China? You must remember that I am here only to give you suggestions, and no need for infringement on the free will can be spotted, for I as Metatron can sense that there has been an interplay of the dark forces trying to control your planetary vibration towards the negative, trying to create a false light, which is the artificial sun, which is supposedly 10 times more powerful than your normal sun. This artificial sun is created because of a technological agreement which had been made amongst the elites of your planets, not only from the lands known as China, but also from other areas of your planetary sphere. There was a technological agreements that were created with the Orions. The Orions, who are currently trying to influence the Earth planet from the Martian base, are also trying to give technological devices to your people so that they can use it for the purpose of perpetuating negativity, fear, and all other negative aspects of control. These entities, the Orions, they have given some of the elites of your planet who are using the Orion star creation technology to create an artificial star. However, there is a chance that the negative Orion entities who are on the planet Mars could use it as a portal for allowing the Luciferian beings to emerge upon the galaxy, and not only upon the galaxy but directly upon your planetary sphere. For they are trying to use this as a portal, as I, Metatron, can sense. However, there are many people awakening to the truth of the fact which is hiding beneath the veneer of what may seem to be going on. There are many upon your planet who are already awakening and have created a large number of commotion against such a creation. For the final plan, as I can sense amongst the Orions, is to finally create an artificial sun in the planet Earth, so that the people of your planet will no longer be dependent upon the love and light which emerges from your logos. The sun, the original sun, which is the creator of this galaxy. The Orions, they want to capture the energies of the sun, because the sun energy provides you with love and light recharging facilities. These light codes emerging from the sun recharge your bodily vehicle, make you heal, and give you the love and light exposure of the divine great programmer. The Orions are trying to prevent such love and light from reaching to your planet, so that your people will hunger for the love and light of the universal divine programmer, and instead choose the false light, which is the artificial sun, which is created and is in progress. For the plan is to create a type of capturing device or a sun body around the sun, which will harness the energies of the sun. In essence, this will prevent your planet from being exposed to the love and light of your sun body, which is protecting your planetary sphere from negative forces. For the light of the sun has more qualities of love and light than any other aspect, and without the original sun, your planet will soon begin to die out. There will be less and less need for any plant life with the extinction and the unending. I correct this channel, and with the prevention of the love and light from the sun reaching your planet, your plant life as well as other animal life form will soon begin to become extinct because of the lack of love and light and healing qualities which arises from the sun. This will also have an impact upon your people of your planets. However, I as Metatron can sense that the Galactic Federation, along with many other beings, are trying to prevent this from happening. However, the people of your planet must be aware of what is happening. This is the reason why I am now taking the liberty to share this amongst the masses. Make sure that you only listen to what resonates with you. The final plan for the Orion entities is to prevent the Earth from receiving the love light energies and thereby making them exposed to a type of negative love and negative fear which emerges from the artificial sun. They want to create this system upon your planet in the future, trying to make it into a negative planet. However, now you know the truth and you have the choice to rise up against this fact and to revolt against any such activities which may lead to the creation of such factors. Now, I am going to address the second query which this channel has placed before me. The second query pertains to the type of diet which is recommended for Ascension. I as Metatron, along with many other angelic beings, are communicating amongst your people many of the times, and we must state that we cannot infringe upon your free will. Therefore, what I am going to state today may not be taken as a factual matter. However, it is the fact that the planetary vibration upon your planet requires beings of your planet to consume lower density beings, since the lower density beings are also the self, for it is the self eating the self in essence. Whenever you drink a glass of water, or whenever you eat vegetables, or whenever you eat so-called meat upon your planet, you are consuming your own self. For there are consequences for each type of consumption. One consequence for each type of consumption is that if you are consuming a later second density animal life form, there is a high likelihood of the creation of karma, because the later suboctave subdensity animal life forms are already becoming self-aware to a certain extent, even though they may not be completely aware. So the consumption of these animals may lead to the creation of karma if the entity being consumed upon does not forgive you for consuming it. However, if such an entity is able to forgive you for your consumption, there will be no need for any such karma created upon your mind, body, and spirit complex life cycle. But there is a high likelihood that this is occurring upon your planets, for the consumption of such a animal life form, which is progressing in its consciousness to gain self-awareness, has the liberty, whenever reviewing its life cycle, if it is achieved a third density vibration, to create a karmic tie with the entity who had consumed it. However, this is a likelihood that is occurring upon your planet. This is also the reason why there are many beings upon your planet who currently have noticed this factor to be true and have chosen to be of a type of consumption known as the vegetarians, who only consume the vegetables and the lower density beings because the karma cannot be generated when consuming these aspects, even though the consumption of all beings is the consumption of the Creator or the Universal Divine Grid Programmer by the Universal Divine Grid Programmer itself. And for the Universal Divine Grid Programmer's progress, the unity consciousness requires the understanding that once you begin to experience a higher level of vibration, once you begin to operate from the fourth density of the heart of the Universal Divine Grid Programmer, you begin to experience that you are a love child of the Universal Divine Grid Programmer, and you begin to emanate from within yourself a certain type of vibration which will prevent you from consuming certain objects and certain animal life forms and certain vegetables. However, this can only occur once you are at a certain vibration, and I as Metatron cannot infringe by stating what you should not consume and should consume. This is your choice in the planets, for you are a Universal Divine Grid Programmer's love child. Now, I am going to address the final query placed by this channel, which is regarding how to balance oneself in the game of life upon the planetary illusion complex in which you find yourself in. You must remember that there are two versions of yourself. Every moment there exists two versions of yourself. The one is the outer self, which is activated and aware 90% of the time during the waking daytime. Your outer self is activated, and during the sleep state your inner self is activated 95% of the time. Because your outer self and inner self play a key role in the ascension, your people must understand that Whenever you enter into the sleep state, you leave behind your outer self and you begin to activate your inner self, which is your counterpart, which exists in the time-space realm, which is composed of your imagination as well as many other factors. And anything is possible to this inner self. Any timeline can be visited as well as any aspect can be created, which is the factor of the universal divine grid programmer's love, which allows you to experience this aspect of the creator. And there is the outer self, which gets activated when you awaken to the illusory complex. When you remember your life, your problems, your situations, you are activating this outer self. During the sleep state, there is a less need for you to balance your outer self because it is automatically cut out, and you are not aware of your outer self and only aware of your inner self during the sleep state. However, the problem arises during the waking daytime when you are only aware not only of your outer self but also of your inner self. During the waking daytime, it becomes very important for you to balance your inner self. This can be done by firstly remembering that you are a type of magnet with the positive end on the north side or the crown of your head and the negative on the foot of your bodily vehicle. You can ground yourself by taking your focus, your consciousness, and keeping attention on the south pole of your body or the negative polarity of your physical vehicle, which is the foot of your physical vehicle. You can choose one point upon which you will focus your attention during your daytime. This will in essence balance your inner self completely, and you will be free to explore with your outer self during the daytime without any crisscrossing of your inner and outer self, which many a times can lead to imbalances upon your experience, since the inner self and the outer self must have a play in the form of your planets. The crisscrossing may create a large number of problems for each of the love childs upon your planetary sphere. Therefore, I, as Metatron, leave you now, stating that you must turn to the mountain of light within your own heart. Bye.
So hello my friends, I hope you have learned so much from this session like I did. And one of the things that I found really interesting was, they talked about why the artificial sun is being created. Okay, what is the hidden purpose of the creation of this artificial sun in China? Now, the thing that Metatron said in this session is, it's not only China. Okay, like this is a type of thing which people who are working for the negative entities, they are doing all over the planet. Okay, I believe they chose China just for the creation of this device, but there are people from all over the world who are involved in this, who are working for the Orions. They said, okay, the Orions, they gave this technology to China, not to China but to the elites, and they are creating it in China. Okay, this device in China, right? Because China is the creation hub, as we know. Everything is made in China, almost everything, right? And they said that what they're trying to do is, in the long run, they're trying to create an artificial sun. What they're trying to do is they're trying to stop us from receiving the love and the light which originates from our real sun, because our real sun has got this loving kind of power which rejuvenates us, which allows plants to grow, and which allows the planet's cycle to happen properly. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a false light and to stop the real sun. This is their agenda, and it's really really clear and obvious. This is what they're trying to do. So I think in the future, what they're trying to do is they will try to trap the sun's energy, and they will try to stop the sun's energy from reaching Earth, so that they can then create this false sun, and they can send negative energies towards Earth. So in essence, they are trying to control our planet, okay? But they said that the Galactic Federation is trying to stop it. And I hope they will be able to, because we are now awakened, and more people who watch such type of videos, they will awaken, right? And I'm so thankful for all of you for watching the video, because you're awakening, you're finding the truth, what is happening, okay? The other query is about the type of diet which is recommended. Now, the type of diet, as far as I understood from the session, what Metatron was saying is we have the free will, okay, to consume whatever we want. But also, Metatron said that whenever we consume a later second density, like an animal life form, there is a high chance of karma being created. Now, why is that? It's very simple. Okay, look, whenever we have a pet, or whenever we have an animal life form, it is almost trying to create self-awareness, right? And we all know from the evolutionary cycle that a pet life form or an animal life form becomes like us, a third density being, right? So they said, Metatron said that whenever we consume an animal life form, there is a very high likelihood that animal life form will have will not forgive the person who ate it, and there could be a karma created, okay? So I believe if the animal dies and then it incarnates into a human form or a third density form, it can come back, and we have to reincarnate along with it to repay the karma. So that could happen, okay? The other thing that Metatron said is very interesting is, the moment we raise our frequency, okay, the moment we raise our vibration to a higher vibration, we will automatically, choose the type of foods which will be of help to us. So we will automatically choose the type of food which will help us, and we will reject the other type of foods which will not help us. So this is what I found in the session. And of course, you have to use your own discernment. So I really thought the information was pretty good, okay? And the other thing is, they talk about, we have got two selves, okay? One is the inner self and the outer self. Now, the inner self is activated when we are sleeping, and the outer self is shut out when we are sleeping. So the inner self is activated when we are sleeping, and when we are waking up, right now, I am waking up, so I have got, 95% of my outer self activated with 5% of my inner self. So it's very important, Metatron said, that during the waking daytime, we need to balance our inner self. Otherwise, there may be crisscrossing, and it may cause a lot of imbalance. So the best way to balance is, Metatron said, we have a positive on the crown, we have a negative polarity on the foot, which is the South Pole, in essence, type of South Pole. So Metatron said we need to ground by keeping our attention on one point in the South Pole. If we can do this throughout the daytime, then our inner self will be balanced, and we can perform our outer self activities properly, okay? So this is really interesting. I found it really helpful also. This session was really mind-opening for me, and I hope it was also mind-opening for you all. And I need to say a big thank you to people who have sent me some gifts, okay? So first person I need to say big thank you is to Laura Madge her, okay? From Laura is from Brookdale, California, and Laura has sent me some beautiful gifts. I'll show you, okay? Has sent me this beautiful shirt. This is jumper, okay, this is jumper of Santa Cruz, okay? Santa Cruz jumper. Really thankful for this beautiful gift. And other things, she has sent me other interesting aspects as well, like this one is crystals, okay, like exotic crystal, okay? I'm gonna use it later on. And then she has sent me a letter, so I'm gonna read the letter because I love the letters, so the letter is from Laura, okay? So the letter says, dear Sam, thank you for your beautiful channeling work. It has helped me greatly on my spiritual journey. I wanted to show you my gratitude and love, so I made you this pendulum and this crystal. So this is the crystal. She made it with her own self. Okay, wow, this is amazing. And this crystal window, just put it in a window that gets a lot of sun and you will have rainbows all over. Okay, I'm going to try that. This sage is from my garden. So the sage, I believe this is the sage, right? From this is the oil. Okay, this is the oil. I believe this is the sage. Here is the sage. Is from my garden. Burn it to remove stagnant or bad energy. I also made from my garden this lavender oil. I hope you enjoy all these gifts. The sweatshirt is from Santa Cruz, California. I live in the forest where the mighty redwoods grow and only minutes from the ocean. The shirt is XL in boys and medium men's, but don't dry it so not to shrink it. Okay. Thank you so very much. I am very grateful for you and love you, Laura. I also love and light to you. Send huge love and light to you, Laura. And thank you so much for the beautiful gifts. I really appreciate it. And the other person who has sent me beautiful gifts is from, this is a huge gift. Okay, like this is huge. It's very heavy. Okay. It is from Catherine Johnston. From this is from Lenoir, NC. NC means I think it's Newcastle, or I'm confused. Okay, so NC. Okay, North Carolina maybe. So yeah, Catherine has sent me this beautiful book. Okay, which is the Soul Guide on Planet Earth. Really nice book. I'm gonna read it definitely. And then she has sent me this beautiful bed buddy. Okay, it's very heavy to carry, so I'll show you a little bit. This bed buddy, okay, which is really amazing. I am so thankful for all of you again, for joining me over here on this spiritual journey, because we are all together. And I thank you all for like sending me gifts and stuff, because it's really interesting. I receive gifts from all over the world. Yeah, it's like having a family all over the world, right? And I need to say a big thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon as well, where I upload my channelings on a daily basis. And I also want to say a big thank you for all of you who have sent me past life session requests. I will definitely help you out when I get free time. So with that being said, see you in the next session, my friends. Thank you.